Hey guys, President Bill Comic Book University, Captain America Steve Rogers, issue number 16. That's it. This is it. This is the very last book that you read before you open up the pages of Secret Empire issue number 0, which I'm about to get to the very next review. Whew, let me tell you something. So we start off by reading spoilers. After they tell me that Cubic got destroyed in the Thunderbolts issue number 12, yeah, then it says, oh, by the way, spoilers, don't read this until you read Thunderbolts number 12. I'm like, you sons of guns. So I go back and I read this book where now I know the ending. Anyway, guys, I explained that before. So they don't really waste any time with this. The Cubic was destroyed. They don't want Cubic back. They're not going to wait for her to reform on her own. No, they want to collect all 8 of these fragments that went all over the place, and they show that they've already collected 7 out of 8. Yes, by the end of this issue, they have collected the 8th one. But once it's collected, Dr. Selvig, who apparently fell in love with this poor little girl who he practically reveres as his own daughter, he decides to tase the Fixer and to do something. I'm not entirely sure what he's doing now. Maybe it'll be revealed later, but as for right now, it's a little up in the air. Anyway, he does something where he's going to try and save Cubic, which is good because when they destroyed Cubic, I'm thinking, no, how are they going to save Captain America? I'm just as distraught as you guys. That Cap has to be saved. I don't know how they're going to do it, but this is going to be one hell of a story. So they also decide to put Bucky on a bomb. That's right. I said it. You heard it here. They put Bucky on a bomb. He wakes up on a bomb, just like he was supposed to be strapped to and destroyed earlier, just like way back in the day, all that good stuff. And he wakes up, he's like, oh, just come on. It's just hysterical. It's hysterical how they pull that off. So basically, the most of everything else is 1945. Elsa brought Steve to the ruins of the keep. This is immediately after World War II, after Red Skull took over Hydra, all that nonsense, nasty stuff. And it was revealed that Steve's mom is actually still alive. Yes, Elsa wins the eternal, undying love of Elsa as a motherly figure, and maybe in some ways more. But yeah, boom, because She kept her mom alive. She's sitting there talking with him and all that stuff. And he now realizes that this is the thing. Like he now knows that he has to do this. So we also see a little bit later on that Maria Hill winds up discovering Steve's secret. This is a fairly big deal because basically she tries to contact Rick and explain what's going on. Taskmaster talks to Steve at that exact moment and says, hey, listen, here's the problem. So Steve contacts Rick at the exact same time and says, hey, don't trust her. And he's like, well, she said this. It's like, okay, now, realistically, this is Maria Hill, who basically forced the original Civil War on us with her tactics. And then she did all sorts of other things. Like, do you really need to put her against me? He's like, you know what? You're right. I trust you, Cap. And Black Ant shows up and punches him in the face, knocks him out after he sends the codes to Steve and says, that was a bad choice. But whatever, man. Rick's use was at an end. So hidden behind like a screen, one of those veil kind of things, and probably with the voice disguise, Steve addresses Hydra as a whole and says, we're going to move forward and soon I will reveal exactly who I am to you, but badang, here you go. And yeah, that's for the most part it. Guys, this episode, this whole thing really played off like The Godfather, but this particular issue, not episode, did feel a lot like The Godfather. This was really like the funeral scene in the original Godfather where all the pieces were being put into place to make sure that, yes, bang, nail in the coffin, Captain America Steve Corleone is now in charge of everything. Everything. There is nothing, for the most part, out of his control now. And yeah, I'm about to do my Secret Empire issue number 0 episode where you get to see just how messed up he is. So yeah, that's the reason why all these come out late today, because It is what it is. I had to do all 4 of these issues at the same time. Anyway, guys, I'm going to give this comic a B-. It was good. It was very good. It put all the pieces into place. It was the final everything that we needed. But it, obviously it didn't give a lot of everything. For the past 2 weeks has really just been sealing up and getting us ready for this big grand hurrah that is Secret Empire. All roads lead to here. So, it's hard to have an amazing issue. I don't blame them at all. That's why it's still in the B's. I don't blame them at all for not having a fantastic action-packed issue. It's literally like, this is the last book that you read before you open up any actual Secret Empire comic. So, it is what it is. Anyway, guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, class dismissed.